Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back into the video from Tekken 101. We're checking out a what-if scenario. We're checking out what if Luffy was a Marine. Now this is going to be interesting. I don't even know how to start this. Like, how does he become a Marine? Does he just follow in... Is it Garp? Is it his granddad, Garp, that is in the Marines? I'm terrible with names. Does he just follow in his footsteps for this scenario instead of wanting to be a pirate? Let's see what Tekken 101 has to say on the show. Really intrigued by this.
Alright, boys and girls, here's one for you.
That was cool.
If the protagonist of One Piece, Monkey D. Luffy, was a Marine instead of a pirate.
Cool.
Ooh, that's always a good hypothetical what-if scenario to look at.
Yeah.
Seeing the world of One Piece through a different looking glass, parallel universe and all that shit. It makes a good video topic, if nothing else. A lot of discussions involved here, which I hope you'll get involved with below in the comments section. I'm not the first person to talk about this either. I know Anime Fan Talk made a video about this. I think even Forever made one back in the day, if I'm remembering this correctly, like way back in like 2010, 2011. Anyway, so remember when Luffy was a kid growing up, the whole reason he wanted to become a pirate, the whole, what set him down that line was Shanks. Shanks was the impetus for this. He sees Luffy and he kind of reminds him
and then Luffy just respects him and he's like, I want to be him.
After Shanks rescues Luffy from Higuma and the Sea King and loses an arm, Luffy sees all this shit, he understands what a pirate is, what the pirate life is all about. Shanks gives him his straw hat, which was formerly owned by Roger, and says, return this hat to me once you become a great pirate someday. So that really set Luffy's, sights on having a great adventure, becoming a pirate, finding some friends in the crew and his Nakama, and eventually finding the One Piece. And then I guess the ultimate goal beyond the One Piece is always to return the hat
back to Shanks. Yeah, I forgot about that actually.
So that's the case. But remember, meanwhile, we have Garp, who is Luffy's grandfather, and also sort of like, I don't know, I want to say, parent figure, father
Pretty
figure,
much looked after him, didn't he, when he was younger?
Garp wasn't really around all that much when Luffy was a kid, and every time he was around was always just like, alright, Luffy, I'm going to make you a rough and tough Marine. I'm going to chuck you into this jungle for a week. Have fun. Alright, you survived that. Alright, I'm going to tie you some...
Damn, like, how are you surviving all this? It's crazy.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Alright, damn, you even survived that. Okay, now, I'm going to throw you on a mountain with a bunch of bandits, a bunch of cutthroats that would kill people for money. I'm just going to throw you, a small child, in there. You'll be able to do
responsible adulting.
Garp was a Marine hero. He had to spend most of his days going out and, catching pirates and all that shit. So he didn't really get a chance to be that much of a father figure to Luffy. Although it's better than what Dragon was. I actually want to see that interchange.
Yeah, Dragon's never been there, has he?
Like, okay,
Luffy doesn't even know he's his dad.
Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't call Luffy's mother a bitch. Oh, by the way, we're going to find out about Luffy's mom someday. Just as a minor caveat, I might just do a whole video about that. But if you're going to go out of your way to mention Luffy's dad, the mother is definitely going to be mentioned. Like, I'm not saying we're going to find out about Nami's parents.
Yeah, like, Dragon's not been there at all, has he? Like...
But if you're going to go out of your way to actually set up Luffy's dad as a central figure to the series, then, yeah, Luffy's mother is also going to be at least mentioned. But, yeah, so did Dragon just, have sex with a woman, and I'm sure she's very lovely, and then, baby Luffy, and then just walks up to Garp and is like, hey, Dad, look, I got this entire revolutionary army to take care of.
Yeah, could you imagine? I've got this whole revolutionary army thing that I've got going on.
Why does everyone keep leaving me in charge of their fucking kids? This is ridiculous. Oh, man, I just thought of something. Maybe Garp has, like, some sense of guilt because what Dragon turned into.
Oh.
Dragon became the world's most wanted man. Maybe
and he's
Garp
like,
he's like, oh, man, I gotta try to maybe
make up for that.
I gotta try to at least raise Ace and Luffy as good, noble Marines to cover for what happened with Dragon. But let's just assume, for all intents and purposes, for the sake of this what-if scenario, Luffy never met Shanks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that has to be it, doesn't it? Yeah.
I don't really know why.
So Garp's the main, like, father figure for him. There we go.
That Shanks never showed up at Fuchsia Village. Luffy grew up in Fuchsia and just was trained by Garp to become.
Makes sense. That's what I thought. This is how I thought it would have to start off. Yeah.
He still would have met Ace. They still would have met Sabo even. And Sabo might still have been, apparently killed. So Sabo could go off and still become a revolutionary.
Yeah.
Could still happen. But let's just say that, Luffy and Ace just wanted to become Marines instead.
So Ace as well. Right, cool.
Those years at Mount Kubo.
What inspired Ace to be a pirate? I can't remember.
Become great Marines someday. And for all intents and purposes, they do. They do. Garp trains them to become great Marines. Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can look at this. This is why it's so fun to talk about this.
Yeah.
Let's look at the angle of what would happen to the rest of the Straw Hat crew. I've seen some.
That's an interesting take as well. Like, yeah.
Well, Luffy would still gather his crew together, but they would just all be Marines instead
really?
of pirates. Yeah. See, I don't see that going.
I don't see that would happen
when
either.
You change something that central about the the character, you're not going to have the same sort of events like Luffy's going to meet all the Straw Hats.
No, the way that he meets them, there's no way. Not in the way that he does in the story.
A pirate. He's like, okay, I want to be a pirate. Well, I'm going to be the captain of the crew, but what else do I need? Well, I'm going to need a navigator,
Zoro's being held by the Marines, isn't he, when he meets him?
To help me out, with this pirate crew. I can't do that by myself, so I have to actively go out, and I have to search for and find people that want the pirate.
When you're a Marine, you're already part of a crew, aren't you?
That can help me become King of the Pirates. When you're a Marine, when you're part of a military organization, it's a little bit different. I would most certainly assume that Garp would train Luffy and Ace. We're just going to assume Ace is part of this too. He's going to train them personally because that's his family, essentially. I mean, Ace isn't his family, but he treats him like his grandson.
He does,
so like that's his family there. And so, Luffy and Ace could very well just be taken directly, after their training is completed, they might get taken directly to Marine HQ or something like that in the middle of the fucking Red Line, like Kobe and Helmeppo were. After Kobe and Helmeppo were basically scouted out by Garp,
Kobe's so cool now, oh my god.
For what they could do and what their, I guess, potential was, or at least Garp took a liking to them. He just took them immediately over to Marine HQ, and that's where a lot of their training, proceeded. So that's probably something that would happen there with Luffy and Ace.
Yeah.
Being part of a team is certainly useful. You have to understand that. What I'm saying is that Ace and Luffy, at the very beginning stages of their Marine life, aren't going to have the authority to go around and
just recruit people themselves. Yeah, they're already part of a team. Yeah.
That's not how it works.
No, I get that.
Yeah. The situation. It's like you become part of a unit, and then
that's
you
already
rise
established.
through
Yeah.
ranks. I mean, I'm assuming like Garp would not want to give them the easy treatment. Garp's not going to, because he didn't do that with Kobe and Helmeppo.
No, not at all. And they're not even like they're not even family. So yeah.
You're just going to be immediately issued in as a captain or a commander or a vice admiral.
Yeah. Like he's not going to be like, yeah, you're my grandson, right to the top. He'll want them to work their way up. Yeah.
To rise through the ranks. The normal way. The same thing with Kobe and Helmeppo. He didn't just try to be like, I'm going to use my authority as the vice admiral.
No, he made them work for it.
I'm going to use that authority to get you a nice cozy position right off the cuff. No. So they're going to rise through the ranks, and they'll probably rise through the ranks very quickly. And that would, if this was the direction the story would take, like if there was like a parallel manga that was like Luffy being a Marine, that would be the equivalent to the bounty system. You know how we always get excited whenever Luffy gets a new bounty? It's like,
it'd be a new rank instead. Yeah.
Oh man, 300 million. In this parallel world, it would be like the rank.
Yeah.
Like Luffy keeps.
I like that. That works as well. That's cool. Yeah.
Or like a fucking admiral shows up and he's like Admiral, Kizaru shows up and he's like, Monkey D. Luffy, you are now promoted to the position of Vice Admiral. And Luffy's like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I'm Vice Admiral now. Yay! I get to wear a fancy coat.
Yeah.
And a suit, because most Vice Admirals tend to wear suits. So now I'm picturing Luffy wearing a suit. Now, Luffy still wouldn't wear a suit. There's some things that just would not change.
Maybe if he had to.
That would be the situation there. That would kind of keep hype in the story.
If it's part of the uniform.
With Luffy and Ace rising through the ranks, right?
Could be one of those things that Garp told him.
Like for example, I wouldn't throw Zoro immediately right out of it. Zoro was a pirate hunter. He wasn't necessarily a pirate. He wasn't like a scourge.
That's true, yeah. He didn't like the idea at first.
I could see it like, well, obviously Zoro is being held by a bunch of corrupt Marines at Shelltown. Maybe Ace and Luffy show up after their training's complete or something, and then they beat the shit out of Morgan, or they
yeah, they're like, you're not like following protocol here, like bam, and then alright, Zoro, we'll give you a chance.
Justice is being dealt. Justice is being discovered. You don't. In fact, I could see that as like a good way to start off the story. Like Luffy is this noble Marine, and Morgan is this corrupt.
Yeah. That's the same. Like it's like, whoa, you ain't following the rules here, guy. This ain't how it works.
Man of justice. That is what justice is. I'm picturing the 2-page spread in my mind right now. And then you have, Zoro being like, oh man, this guy's awesome, and Zoro still has, like, oh, this guy is pretty honorable, I think I could see myself following this guy.
Yeah, I could work with him, yeah.
Zoro's whole thing was to be the best swordsman in the world, traveling the world. It wasn't even like he was like way into the bounty hunter thing. It wasn't like Zoro was like, I'm a bounty hunter because it's what I like to do. It was more of just like, you know, getting money, traveling the world, getting skill, and also making money at the same time so he could eat. But considering Mihawk is part of the Marines, he's part of the Warlords.
That's true. Yeah.
Is like, well, Mihawk's part of the Marines.
This gets me closer to him.
So I think if I join the Marines, that might actually lend me to meeting him someday. The same kind of logic. I mean, it's both ways. I mean, if you're a pirate, you're probably going to run into Mihawk someday because he's one of the strongest pirates in the world. But if you are
it still works the other way around as well, doesn't it?
You're going to run into Mihawk because he's technically part of the Marine Order.
Yeah, because he's one of the seven warlords of the sea. Seven deadly warlords.
That would also mean that he would not eat the Gumu Gumu no Mi and he would not become a rubber boy.
Oh.
You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, well, maybe he could still end up eating the Gumu Gumu no Mi. No, that's not the case. Rather than that, I think there's two things. Now, instead of that being like uninteresting,
okay,
like,
this is right. Okay, what? No. Okay, go on.
I could still see ways you could spin this. The first thing that would make it way interesting is Luffy gets introduced into Haki way early on in the story, so it would be like a flip. You know how it usually is with like Luffy not knowing a lot about Haki at the first part of the story. It's
it's all about the Gum Gum abilities and like
different clever ways, like utilizing.
They should be using Haki first.
In order to fight opponents, and
I
until
like that.
2 that he really starts to understand Haki. If this was the case with Luffy being a Marine, we could have a flip with that. We could have Luffy learning Haki directly from Garp, and then learning all these cool Haki techniques, and then he can learn how to use like the gear second of Haki, like not actually using gear second with Haki. Like I'm going to use a Haki technique that's unique to me that might be kind of dangerous or something like that. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about here. And then near maybe another time skip where that would normally happen in the first, the normal story, parallel world, we could have Luffy eating a devil fruit.
Why not?
Could still be an established part of the One Piece world, and it's like, oh man, then Luffy could end up eating one to get stronger, and then it might be the Gumu Gumu no Mi, or it could be something else. You would have like a better option there for abilities. So I could see that being spun too, and I could see that being done rather well.
I like that. I do like that. That'd be cool.
So we could still get Luffy with the same strength he is now, just like in reverse and everything like that. Plus, we would get to see some more like badass, clever Haki moves or something like that. We could also maybe also the Rokushiki techniques, the 6 powers. We've seen Marines that were capable of doing that, not just limited to Cypher Pole agencies. We've seen characters like like Marine Vice Admirals and Kobe that were able to use like Soru and shit like that. So we could see Luffy maybe learning how to use. Well, Luffy kind of already knows.
I mean, Kobe does something in Marineford, didn't he? What did he? I can't. It was some sort of Haki thing that he did, and that's why they see the potential in him.
Gear second. That's how he moves. Soru is like a really simple technique to understand anyway. It's just like you kick the ground a shit ton of times in like a span of a second, and then you just move really fucking fast. But how cool would it be for Luffy to learn like Geppo, Kamiye, or that would seem like something Luffy would be good at, turning into like the paper art and just like moving around.
Yeah.
And then Tempest Kick and the Shigan move and that plus Haki, combining Rokushiki with Haki, that would be clever. That would be something we could see. That would be cool. So yeah, I could see there's a lot of options for Luffy to have powers and abilities that would be just as unique and versatile as his Gumu Gumu no Mi techniques without actually having the devil fruit itself, right? So if that's the case, though, if that's what Luffy's going to use for combat, and if he's going to try to rise through the ranks, what would his ultimate goal be? You have the ultimate goal now.
Yeah, because it's
Luffy trying to
King of the Pirates.
One Piece, but more it's just about like the adventure and everything.
Yeah. So what's his goal
here in this alternate universe? Well, considering at this point that Garp would be the person that he would look up to as Luffy still does look up to his grandfather, but Luffy would really look up to his grandfather in this context. He would look at him
because he's like a Marine. He wants to be a Marine. He's like, I want to be him.
He's the one that trained me and was a great Marine, and he's the one that caught the fucking Pirate King. Because remember, that's the story that the Marines spun. It was that, Roger turned himself into the Marines. That's how the Marines spun it. This great Marine hero,
Garp fought with Roger, didn't he?
Now Garp and Roger did fight multiple times. That is true. They were like rivals. But Roger did turn himself in. But so Luffy might be like, I'm gonna try to become, in the same legacy as my grandfather, and I'm gonna try to bring in all the Yonko or anything like that. Or Here's another one
Go on.
that's really fucking good. This is a good dynamic. How about this? Luffy has to chase after his father. Because Dragon would still be the ruler of the Revolutionary Army.
Mate, that sounds sick.
The most wanted man in the world.
He's gonna bring down Dragon, the leader of the revolutionaries.
The world government more than anything wants Dragon and his revolutionary army.
That's a
gone.
sick idea.
They want Dragon dead. So can you imagine that? That's a little bit of conflict there.
I like that.
Luffy realizing that that's his real father, but it's not like, it's like a fucking Darth Vader moment. It's like, Luffy, I am your father, and Luffy's like, but I don't even know you, but I have to fight you. And
conflict.
then you could have Sabo thrown in there, like, Luffy, I'm a revolutionary, you're a Marine, we must stand against each other. Oh man, I'm getting goosebumps already. That kind of sounds like an interesting premise for a story. Someone should probably draw this. I know there's already fan fictions of this, but somebody needs to actually draw this as like a parallel story to One Piece. Somebody needs to
It's a good idea. It's really cool. I do like it.
Clever ideas here. You might want to be writing this shit down. But yeah, let's talk about Ace. Yeah, Ace.
What's Ace doing?
So, rather than the situation with that, it would be more possible that maybe Ace and Luffy would be together. You know, because Ace left like 3 years before Luffy left to become a pirate. It might follow the same ranks, but it's not like, you know, Luffy becomes a pirate, he has no idea where Ace is. Ace is out having his own adventure. It's much more...
He's having fun, leave him be.
Just like, he could be anywhere in the world having his adventures right now as a pirate. But once you're in the Marines, it's like, oh, I want to find my brother. Where is he? Oh, he's stationed over at G3. You should go check him out. Like, there you go. Like,
okay, cool.
So I could see, like, Ace
Thanks.
teaming up a lot more.
That was a hell of a lot easier if I was a pirate, because that could have been, like, you know, searching all over the place tonight.
Like I said, probably not a lot of the Straw Hats are going to join up. Like, I can't see Usopp joining up, because Usopp, you know, his dad is a pirate, and Usopp still looks up to his father, so I don't see Usopp joining. I do not see
Nami?
Frankie joining. Frankie being this villain in Water 7 that's like this crime boss. I don't see him joining the Marines too much, considering what happened with Tom and everything. Maybe Nami. I could see maybe Nami joining, and maybe that would be another task for Luffy. Like, you could still have that. You could still have Luffy show up.
Do you really think that?
Crush Arlong Park under the thumb of the Marines.
Okay, yeah.
We're not going to stand for this slave labor shit.
And then see Nami's potential in navigation and stuff.
Beat the shit out of Arlong with, like, hockeyed up arms and shit. And then Nami gets, you know, freed from the control and still views Luffy as, like, her savior and still joins up. Robin, oh man, that's a whole bag of worms with Robin. So on one hand, you of course have the fact that the world government wants her dead.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you also have like Jaguar D. Saul, who was a member of the Marines that tried to help Robin. So you could have like a lot of dichotomies here, like, oh man, Luffy's looking at like, well, she's the demon child, but she's not, but she is.
But she isn't.
Has
it's
the
like...
power to destroy the world. That would be a much more interesting arc.
Yeah.
You know, with that little cross thing going on there, trying to figure
so
out
many
what to
interesting
do.
takes you can do with this. It's absolutely sick.
Should I just listen to the Marines, or should I end up, you know, helping out Robbie? No, the more I think about this scenario, the more I think about this prospect of Luffy becoming a Marine, the more I keep thinking about, like, well, the Marines use a lot of propaganda and rhetoric to try to, you know, spin their line.
They do,
like, they're the objective good guys in the world.
Objective.
We know for a fact that's not the case.
Yeah.
We know there are some Marines that are very moral, like Smoker.
In the grand scheme of things,
by the fact
yeah,
that
Smoker
covered up the events in
does not
Alabasta.
like
But
some of the things that they do.
They have to save face. The world government has to present the Marines as the good guys. So I could totally see Luffy joining up the Marines, thinking that they're so good
and they're slowly learning. There's a lot of
story, noticing the little chinks in the armor, noticing the cracks in the system of how
the problems that lie.
We're supposed to be the good guys, but we're doing this and we're doing this. This is fucking ridiculous.
Are we the bad guys?
So the more I'm seeing this, the more them seeing this Luffy taking the route like Jaguar D. Saul would take.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna hold
the will of D.
my morals and end up getting like frozen fucking solid. So, yeah, I could see some problems with that there. Let's see, what about Sanji? I could see Sanji joining. I don't see Sanji, you know, rejecting the Marines. I don't think there's anything too bad in Sanji's past involving Marines that would really hate him too much.
No.
You know, the Vinsmoke family, that didn't have any connections with Marines.
Not really, no.
Like their own kingdom.
Their own thing, innit? Yeah.
Anything with Zeph. I don't think, well, Zeph was a pirate, but Sanji didn't really aspire to be a pirate. He aspires to seize the All Blue. That's his
Well, see, and being with the Navy could be, you know, they could promise that we travel those places, we can see it.
That could be a running gag.
Alright.
Sanji tries to hit on Hina, kind of like the same thing with Django and Full Body do, and always gets trapped in her fucking iron cage. I think there needs to be more Hina in the story. Hina kind of had a cool ability.
This is a really cool friggin' what if?
It might not work in a lot of scenarios, but it seems like a kind of cool ability, you know, whatever. She's the rear admiral. Oh, yeah, she's got a rear... Okay.
Oof. Oof.
But yeah, who else? Chopper. Yeah, I don't even see Luffy and the gang really going to
Drum Island, no.
Island in that regard. You know, like why they would even need to go there. You know, you're on a marine ship with the doctors and shit. You don't have to worry about like this pulled together pirate crew. Oh shit, we don't have a doctor. It's like
yeah,
you got a marine
you got
ship
it there. That's like an established like sector of the Marines, isn't it?
Don't worry. The Marines are not going to send out a ship with their units not having a fucking doctor on site. Okay, so yeah, the doctor's definitely going to be on board. So I don't see them really going to Drum for any reason. Robin, like I said, is very interesting. And Brook, well, no, I could see how you could spin Brook. I could see how you could spin that. You could say, like, hey, we're getting a lot of reports of pirate ships disappearing in the Florian
Someone
Triangle.
investigate,
like
right.
Like we had like a marine ship, like a whole fleet of marine ships disappeared in the Florian Triangle, man. We gotta go check this shit out. We gotta go figure out what's going on here.
Alright, cool,
and then
yeah.
They stumble across Brook's ghost ship, and then Brook joins up, and then they end up meeting, you know, Moria and having to, you know, figuring out what's going on here.
So Thriller Bark just still happens the way it is, pretty much.
Because Moria is part of the
pretty
Warlords.
much.
And is like, Moria, what the fuck are you doing? The whole island full of zombies, huh? That doesn't seem very, that doesn't seem like something we want to seem connected to the Marines.
Yeah, because he's one of the warlords as well,
Although
isn't he?
I don't know, because Moria did his zombie shit at Marineford and nobody cared.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, people cared because the Pacifistas and Doflamingo beat the shit out of Moria. So they said it was because he was too weak, but I think it's just because the world government and the Gorosei were like, we don't want this fucking...
Can't have that happening, yeah.
This guy's making us look bad with his weird pale face and making the corpses
zombifying people.
This is a little bit too weird even for us. So yeah, I could see how you could spin Brook. But yeah, I don't see Frankie or Robin or Chopper or Usopp joining up in that regard. I don't see that going down there. So what about other pirates? You know, what about like the Yonko? What about Blackbeard? What about all those guys? You know, how would Marineford go? You know, with Luffy fighting on the other side. I still think it would end with Ace dying. Because Ace's death is something that was, like, very important for Luffy as a character.
Yeah, it was.
And, you know, being, like, more of a main cast. Because, like, remember, Ace's death was very impactful when it occurred. But Ace wasn't really that central to the story at that point, remember. Ace showed up in Alabasta, he showed up to fight Blackbeard, but we don't really get to see him all that much. It would have been way more impactful if we get to see Ace throughout the story as like a main cast member with Luffy, always like as his big brother, always trying to help him out, always, you know, him and him, always trying to get out of trouble and stuff. And then after like 500, 600 something chapters with Ace being that kind of character, main cast member, Marineford happens and maybe Whitebeard is the one that ends up fucking fisting him. I don't know. I can see that going down either way.
That what a
dying. And
flip.
In all universes of One Piece, so it shall be decreed.
Ace dies.
Ace must still die a horrible fisty death.
A fisty death.
This is the case of the universe. There's the one thing that remains constant in all multiverses is that
Ace
everything
dies.
can be completely different, but Ace still needs to die.
Wow.
We can't catch you a break, can we, buddy?
Oh, poor guy.
But yeah, I could still see Luffy taking on the Yonko and stuff like that. I mean, that would still be the ultimate goal of any Marine, trying to take down a guy. And then, of course, becoming admirals, you know? I could see Luffy becoming an admiral in this universe.
Yeah.
And that's like near the end of the story, taking on someone like Kaido, and you could still have Big Mom, you could still have Blackbeard as like the main antagonist, like Luffy fights against Blackbeard.
Because the Marines fight pirates, so, you know.
Like, you know, Sengoku and Akainu, they view Blackbeard as every much of an enemy as you would view, you know, as Luffy views him right now.
Yeah.
You know, because Blackbeard was a manipulative fuck.
He really was.
Around with the
My
Marines,
God.
tried to become a warlord, became a warlord, and then infiltrated Impel Down, freed all these great villains of history.
He's an absolute
The Marines
genius,
want
though.
him dead,
So
the pirates
Blackbeard's
want him dead.
sneaky.
Everyone wants Blackbeard fucking dead.
Blackbeard's
so
sneaky.
I can still see that going down. But yeah, that's pretty much much all I wanted to say there about that. You can try to fill out other parts of the story which would sync up, like Hancock and Luffy. Like, would that be the same kind of dynamic? You know, I don't know. I don't know, but you can see how some of the story arcs could be.
Maybe Luffy's the one that's sent to get her to come.
But you probably still could,
for Marineford.
The same way if Luffy was a Marine. So it's always a fun topic to discuss. Let me know about your thoughts on this. Like, what position would you take on this? You know, Luffy becoming a Marine instead of a pirate. How that would change the story. What would you think would be the thing that would be the most drastic change, I guess? Or what would you hope to see if that was the scenario? Like, if somebody was really doing that. Like, picture that. Just imagine that I have the skills of Echichiro Oda. I can never pronounce his first name. I have the skills of Oda, and I'm going to draw
it's easy to just go.
It's like a One Piece, but it's Luffy as a Marine. What would you most likely see me put in that? But yeah, interesting premise. Thanks to anybody that suggested it. I've been getting this, periodically throughout the years. I've gotten this. Like, may do a video if Luffy was a Marine. So,
cool.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching. This will be Techie 101 signing out. Later, guys. I'm going to be the Fleet Admiral of the Marines. That doesn't have as good as a ring to it, but
as King of the Pirates. Yeah. Cool. That was cool. What if? Yeah. Interesting takes on other characters as well. Yeah, like Zoro, I do agree after he mentioned that, like, Zoro could potentially, like, join. Nami, yeah. But, yeah, Brook, maybe as well. But it's hard to sign people up to the Navy in that. Don't know how that works. But cool. Anyway, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of a video, link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all that helps support the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you should watch us in future videos. And I'll see you guys next time.